So we are going to learn the associative property, and we are going to need a piece of paper and a writing utensil. Once you have that piece of paper, I need you to fold one end of it to where you make a square when you flip it over. Okay? So I need you to cut down this folded line and just keep a square. Now, the next step is going to be to draw a diamond in your square. Make sure it touches all the edges and draw a diamond in your square. The next step, we are going to make a square in the corners connected to our diamond. Just like I did. Then we're going to put a dot in the center and connect it. We're going to do a line down it and a line to the side, and then also a line in both middles. So then we have 8 sections in the center square. So yours should look just like this one after you followed along with what I showed you to do. And I would like for you to write associate ASSOC in that square, IATIVE in this square, then flip it over and write PROP and ERTY. So now put it back this way. Next step, we're going to start with associative property of addition. So let's write that first. Associative property of addition, and the definition for that is whichever way we group the numbers, the sum is the same. So write that in this triangle below it. The sum is the same. To the right of the ASSOC, we are going to put 15 plus 7 plus 2. And in the triangle below it, we are going to put 15 plus 7 plus 2 plus 2, but the 7 and the 2 is in parentheses this time. So all the numbers are still in the same order. They're just the 15 plus 7 is in parentheses, and then the 7 plus 2 is in parentheses. And that's still, if you work it out, it's still going to give us 24. So write that on there as well. Now we're going to work on the IATIVE section. And the first thing we're going to write is a way to remember the associative property. So, way to remember. Right there. And then the next thing we're going to write is who you associate with at recess. So, who you associate with at recess. And an example of that is if Sam associates with Joe and Sally, then it's going to be also equal to the same thing. Sam plus Joe plus Sally. But these two may be talking to each other while Sally is off playing with the ball, but then Joe and Sally might be talking to each other and switch places when Sam is off playing with the basketball. So now an example of the IATIVE section would be 2 plus 3 plus 9. 2 plus 3 plus 9. And we're going to put parentheses around the 2 and the 3 first. So if associative property, like I said, is in the same order, 2 plus 3 plus 9. So we're going to copy that down, 2 plus 3 plus 9. But now the 3 and the 9 are in parentheses. Will we get the same answer? Yes, because 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 9 is 14, and 2 plus 3 plus 9, which when you always do the thing in the parentheses first. Now, let's flip over our paper to the property section. And in the property section, we're going to write associative property of multiplication. And in the associative property of multiplication, a definition is whichever way we group the factors, the product is the same. So whichever way we group the factors, product is the same. Okay, so now we know the definition of associative property of multiplication. An example of that will be 6 times 5 times 5. 6 times 5 times 5. And we're going to put 6 times 5 in the parentheses first. That is going to be equal to 6 times 5 times 5, but 5 and 5 is going to be in the parentheses first this time. If you solve those out, you will still get the answer of 150. Now we're on our last corner here, and it's the ERTY section. And the first thing we're going to write on this one is a way to remember the associative property again. So, way to remember property. And a way is to, when I think of associative property, I see the two S's over here. Okay? When I see the two S's, I think of that as parentheses, which the associative property always has parentheses in it. And they're always in the same order. Alright. So an example of that I would like to write in this triangle here would be 5 times 7 times 2. And 5 times 7 times 2 would be the 5 times the 7 would be in parentheses first. And then that would be equal to 5 times 7 times 2, but the 7 and the 2 will be in parentheses. When you solve that out, you will still get 70. Now, once we have all this written down, I know it's a lot, we have some folding directions. Our first step, it says, is to cut out the large square neatly, which we did. Place the paper face down. So put your paper face down at the side that you wrote on. Then our next step is fold each corner into the center, making small square. So fold each corner into the center, just like this, making a smaller square. And it looks like you're making a diamond right now, but when we turn it to the side, it'll look like a square. Then it says, turn the paper over. So we're going to flip our paper to where we have mainly most of the writing on it. And fold each new corner into the center, making a smaller square. So now we're going to do the folding into the corner again. Just like this, so you're folding the corners. Alright. Then we're going to turn the paper over. So then we have it like this. And it says to gently lift each of the 4 flaps and place the thumb and index finger of each hand inside. So what we're going to do is we're first off going to bend it like this and make a triangle go in this direction. Then take it and fold it also like this. Then, grab it like this and put your fingers right here. And grab the other two sides. And looky there. Look what we got. We have an associative property game that we can play. So you can flip through here, lift up a side, and see 5 times 7 times 2, and that gives you 70. An example. You can also do it and find definitions, like associative property of addition. Flip it up, and it says whichever way we group the sum is the same. Thank you. We'll learn more in class.